Let's see what it sounds like now. Oh yes, this is so cool. Okay. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're gonna be going over a Ford F-150 Black Widow with the 5.0 V8. I recently posted a review on a Black Widow F-150 with the EcoBoost, and in today's video we're gonna be going over one obviously with the 5.0 and deciding whether or not you should get the 5.0 or the EcoBoost, basically. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Gar Ford here in American Fork for giving me some time with this truck. Check out their inventory in the description down below. Let's hop into the review. Popping out of the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 400 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque. And you guys can see that engine is shoved pretty far back and pretty far down, obviously for weight distribution purposes. But yeah, that is the 5.0. Now let's go over the front end of the Black Widow. And by the way, in this review, I'm not going to go over every single feature on the F-150 because I reviewed a bunch of F-150s. We're going to focus on the Black Widow specific stuff. So here on the hood, you get venting on either side, which looks really cool. It has the Black Widow logo. Now they build this off of an XLT that's loaded up. And so you have the LED lights here in the front. So you've got the LED accent lights, and then down below in the fog light area, we've got our little kind of Black Widow decal there with the actual Black Widow logo. And then you've got tow hooks there at the very bottom, and you guys can see it doesn't have like a massive air dam or anything like that, so it helps out with front end ground clearance and also just makes the truck look a whole lot more aggressive from a front end perspective. I mean, look at the stance on this truck. And then you guys can see popping down here kind of everything there with the front looks great. Now coming here to the side, we've got 20-inch wheels. Wrapped around these 20-inch wheels, we have 35s. Super aggressive off-road tires, you guys can see here with the tread pattern on that. And then you have the Black Widow specific wheels, which I think look really cool. I like how they have little rivets in them. And then you've got the giant oversized, yes, I'm using multiple words to describe how big this brake caliper is, because look at the size of that thing. It's red, it's got the Black Widow logo on it. It looks really cool. We have a 6-inch lift that comes with the truck as well. You guys can see that whole setup right there. They do give this truck a speedo recalibration because it is lifted 6 inches. And so yeah, you're all set to go. Now this truck has the smooth fender flares. They're massive. You can get fender flares that have like little bolts on it. Go watch my Black Widow EcoBoost review if you guys want to see that. But there's like multiple fender flare options with the trucks. You guys can see here with the venting on the side again, Black Widow logo. You got the spider. I like to say spoder because it's funny. Anyways, down below, and then you can see on the side steps, again, another Black Widow logo. So every single time you get in your Black Widow truck, you can smash a spider. Get it? Anyways, popping here to the full side view. You guys can see the truck looks really good, really nice stance to it. Again, with the lift and everything, and it just looks super aggressive and massive. And you guys can see there's some regular F-Series trucks over there. And let me tell you, they just don't compare in size or anything. Anyways, popping over here to the rear, something that you guys will notice is we do have Fox shocks here in the rear. That does help out with the ride quality. I just drove the EcoBoost and the truck ride's really smooth. We'll talk about that more in the driving portion of this video, but those shocks help out a massive amount. Now this is built off of an FX4 XLT. You guys will see why that is in just a moment. And then we do have the XLT taillights here in the back. So that might be something that some of you guys might not like because they're not LEDs. I don't care. I think the truck still looks good. Like, who cares? It's taillights. Anyways, parking sensors down here, and I love how the bumper is body painted. Another Black Widow logo right there. And then I guess we'll pop in the bed since it's a truck. So you can see we've got the slow lowering down tailgate, Ford's bed step system. You guys can see this whole setup and everything. Power outlet in the back. And then we also have the LED lights and cargo light and all that fun stuff. But moving on from that, we will pop to the interior here of the truck. So you guys can see here with the interior, really nice. So this is stock to the XLT, but it's really nice from a material standpoint, like from an aesthetic perspective, but then also just from a feel perspective where you're gonna rest your arm. And then you can see here, little road map. They also give it the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and then you can see the seats here in the back, really nice stitching on it. You can see down below with the stitching pattern, looks fantastic. Storage space underneath, and then you guys can see here with the vents and then all the little charging ports here in the rear as well. And this is built off a Super Cruise, so there's tons of space back here for passengers and all that fun stuff. But there you go. Popping over here to the front, You can see here with the door panel at the front, just as nice as what you have in the rear. You've got all of our window controls here. You've got your mirror adjustments. This does have blind spot monitoring. Again, Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then you can see you've got the Black Widow logo here on the seat. Again, and then you can see the stitching down below. Looks really cool. All of your power adjustments. Pedal layout down there. You can see you've got the pedal adjustment right here, and then you've got your light controls, mirror lights, and then you guys can see the steering wheel is manually adjustable, and these steps help out quite a bit. You still do have to like put your leg up quite a bit to get up there, but it helps out, and there's also a grab handle. So that's all good, all fun and games. Ah, that exhaust. You guys will love that when we get the exhaust clip in a little bit. But you have a regular XLT steering wheel. You can see here with the stitching there in the center portion. And then we got the controls here for the center stack. Volume controls, voice command controls, cruise control, turn signal, windshield wiper stalk. Now this one does have the Black Widow gauge cluster. The EcoBoost, if you guys remember, did not have the Black Widow gauge cluster. It just kept the stock gauge cluster. In this truck, they went for the Black Widow gauge cluster, which I think looks really cool. We still have all the regular F-150 drive modes. It's going to give me the gas warning. But anyways, you got your Sport, your Eco, your normal, or sorry, tow haul, then normal, slippery, deep snow and sands, and then you've got like your rock crawl and all your mud ruts and all your off-roading modes, basically, which is great. Now, coming over here to the infotainment system, you guys can see you've got the backup camera with the trajectory lens. Resolution on it's fantastic. And this is why they do the FX4, is it's got the hill descent control added to it. You guys probably can't see that button very well. There you go, you can kind of see it now. Also, 12-inch display, because again, this is a pretty pricey truck, so it's going to come with the nicer infotainment system. And also, why are the heated seats on? Good gravy. It is toasty today. We'll turn that down too. And as you guys can see while I'm turning it down, it has dual zone climate, which is very nice. We've got our trailer brake controls here. We have our drive mode select here with our drive line select. There's 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low. And then you've got the locker in the rear. That's also why they picked the FX4 package, if you were wondering. More storage space here in the front. We've got the shifter for the 10-speed automatic. Couple cup holders, and then you guys can see here with the center console, this has also been changed out with the stitching and everything, so it matches the seats. You can see the storage space in there is great. And then I like the trim here in the glove box on the dash that's stock with the truck, because it matches the whole theme of this truck, which is very nice. Panoramic sunroof, which is also another nice thing to have. It does have a power sliding window because it's an XLT. But yeah, that's the little walk around portion. Okay, so this is the original window sticker, and then this off to the side is the Black Widow options. Now, it's kind of hard for me to get over there, so I'm going to try to get you guys over there as much as possible. Feel free to read everything, and then you guys can see the total price down below, $83,000, well, a little bit over $83,000. Now, the coolest thing that I think about this, or the coolest thing of this package, is the fact that it comes with a full warranty with everything. So all this stuff that they've added is warranted for 3 years and 36,000 miles, which is really cool. Anyways, let's take it out and see how it drives. Wow. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. You can see visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, which show blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. We're just here in the parking lot, and we are going to be setting off in this Black Widow F-150. And first off, let me tell you, just starting it up, this truck sounds so good. Definitely sounds better than the EcoBoost. I'm not saying the EcoBoost sounds bad, but you just can't beat a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 in sound. And you guys saw the exhaust tips and everything. Those definitely have just a really cool look to them. I will say this window sticker blocks the visibility out of that side there, so it's kind of tricky. Okay, there we go, we're good. So actually getting up and moving here with the truck. Oh, it sounds so good. The torque delivery is great, and that's just, it's not really punching it, that's just partial throttle. Gauge cluster looks so cool. I definitely recommend getting the Black Widow gauge cluster as an option. I think that's definitely worth going for. It just has this cool aesthetic to it. Braking feels normal, so that's definitely a big plus. Is this person going anywhere? What are they doing? Okay, they're turning. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's see what it sounds like now. Oh yes, this is so cool. Okay, so yeah, it's not as quick as the EcoBoost, that's for sure. You don't get the same torque punch. The horsepower is the same. Torque is substantially different, right? This has 90 pound-feet of torque less. Also, we're at 4,500 feet elevation, right? The EcoBoost being turbocharged is gonna have less power loss in this truck. But let me tell you, just even partial, and when it opens up and gets louder as you get on the throttle more, oh, this is a tough one. Just like I said with the EcoBoost review, so I'm not going to spend as much time driving this. I went around the block twice with that one. Very smooth. Like, Black Widow's nailed it from a suspension standpoint. Like, this kind of has that Raptor type feel. It doesn't float like a Raptor, but doesn't get upset when you go over bumps. It stays nice and planted, and it's just very comfortable to drive. Like, this is an amazing daily driver truck. The fact they've been able to make a lifted truck this comfortable is astounding to me. Now, I guess I gotta pick an engine. This is a tough one. Like I said, the EcoBoost seems to be a little bit more practical, right? It's got more torque, it's a little bit faster. You will probably get better fuel economy with it, right? Compared to the 5.0, but the sound, just the sound and the drama. I can understand why they make more 5.0 Black Widows than they do EcoBoosts, because the sound alone, I think, is worth it. This thing sounds fantastic. And so I'm gonna say I'd rather do the 5.0. And I guess that's a good thing, because Ken Garf here has like one EcoBoost and like, I think 4 or 5 5.0s. So you have plenty of 5.0s to choose from. But yeah, it sounds so cool. I understand it doesn't have that torque punch you get with the EcoBoost, but just the sound alone, oh my goodness, yeah, it's worth it. Now that's going to sum things up for our video on this Ford F-150 Black Widow. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garf Ford here in American Fork for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see all of you in that next video.